Alright, here we are today. We are fixing foundation vents. Okay? So the foundation vents are super important. It lets the underside of the house breathe and keeps moisture and things and critters from getting in. But the problem is, this is a fix that somebody did on a lot of these foundation vents, which it's not a fix. It caused so many problems. So first things first, I'm gonna rip this off and show you. Okay, these are just old plates, and what has happened is the louvers that block, there should be little automatic or manual. These would have been manual. You would have grabbed a little piece right here and closed this vent in the wintertime. Okay, so you would have closed the vent in the wintertime, opened it in the springtime so that the air would flow. Well, now they have, I'm going to show you, this is a brand of them, but they're all pretty much the same. This is an automatic foundation vent. Okay, it's made by Witten. Okay, and basically what it does is it opens and closes per temperature. So when it gets cold enough, it'll close the vents, and I'll show you what one looks like right here. This is the deal right here. Okay, and there's the vents in there. They'll open. This is the little end, which is controlled right here, and it's a coil, works on temperature. So when it's cold enough, they'll close. When it's warm enough, they'll open. And you don't got to do them manually. Okay. Now, obviously, they have dual screens, screen in the front, plastic screens in the back, and that's all to help with little Mises and varmint control and bug control. But what you have to do is come in and remove all this, obviously. Okay, because you got to take out the little bit of mortar that they've mortared these in with, okay, and cut these out, because there's tabs that go across up in here, and you just got to take a little hacksaw blade and just cut them. They're just aluminum. You can even hammer them, but you got to be careful so you don't punch out the rest of your wall. Then I'm going to come over here and show you. This is what it looks like when it's all cleaned up. Okay. And now the house is able to breathe, which it needs to do. And then what you do is you take and you put a small bead of caulk around the backside edge here, okay? Because this edge right here, what you see, is going to go up on the face of the brick. Okay? And all that does is it just helps seal this and lock this in, okay? I'm going to put one in here. This is not going to be tightened in quite yet because I'm not done. And then you make it level. Obviously, you're going to put a level on, make sure it's nice and level. And then there's 4 screws. You can see the screws. 1, 2, right there, and 3, 4, okay? And that is going to secure it up against the sides. So you're going to screw those in, and it's going to put pressure on the outside, just enough to hold it in place. And then once the caulk seals up and everything, you'll have a real nice tight seal up against the brick and the vent itself, which helps more with critter control and all that stuff. So then, I'll turn it sideways here so you can see. That is what you're left with. Automatic controls. Does it with temperature, so those will close and open as needed, and then you do away with that, which is just absolute garbage. You can't block these. These need to be open so the house can breathe. If you don't, you start to create problems with mold and fungus and moisture issues, and the house begins to stink. There's so many things that fall into place if you don't have these foundation vents up. So now the house will be able to do what it needs to do, which is breathe and keep things moving freely and keep little mices and other things out, and all automatically, so you don't got to do summertime, come out, open them, wintertime, go back, close them. And then especially if you have some underneath a deck or in tight spaces where you can't get to them, then you can't open and close them properly, which becomes a problem. So here you go. It's a simple fix. It takes a little bit of time. All you need is real simple tools like a little handheld hacksaw. If you're really good, you can just put some electrical tape on a hacksaw blade and run the blade up the side to cut them. If you have any type of chisel, I have a couple. Even if you want to get real simplistic, take an old flat-headed screwdriver, hammer, obviously, makes it a lot easier. Simple brush for a little cleanup when you're done. All I did was just kind of brushed up the area and the surface and stuff just to clean it up. And that's it. And then you put your vents in and your house can breathe, and you don't have to worry about a lot of things going on like molds and funguses and whatnots, which is not good. So there it is. Simple fix. Nice product. I will say that if you hunt these out, you can usually find them for like $15 to $20 each. You may have to pay a little bit of shipping. But if you go to big box stores like Home Depot and Lowe's, you might find out that they are like $38 or $40. So if you do a little homework and you find them online, you might be able to get them cheaper. You will. Just do that. Get a couple of these, put them in. It's a simple project. Anybody can do it. Take your time. Don't rush. Spend a little extra time and effort on the caulking and, do a little extra. I mean, if you want to cheap out and you don't want to put the caulk on, that's your choice, but I like to go a little bit further and seal things up a little bit better. It just makes it nicer in the end. So that's it. Simple fix. Make your house breathe. Your house will thank you for it. If not, you're going to have a lot of expensive repairs down the road. So there it is.